Good day, everyone. I'd like to welcome you back to Outside the Hash Marks with yours truly, Austin Roos. So far on this channel, we've looked at the new changes coming in 2024, among other topics. We are still months away from the season starting, but even right now, we can get a good grasp on what the season could be like as the natural ebbs and flows of the game take place. Your surprise teams from one year might regress severely the next. Just take TCU as an example. After going 13-2 and finishing as the national runner-up in 2022, the Horned Frogs saw severe regression, going 5-7 and missing the postseason entirely in 2023. However, while rankings can give you a good idea of who will be good, the age of the 12-team playoff raises a high probability that one of the five conference champions could be unranked come Selection Sunday. Look no further than my latest preseason rankings, which do not feature any Group of 5 teams despite one of those conference's conference champions being guaranteed a bid in the CFB. Instead, to showcase my predictions, I've decided to separate the teams into various tiers. These tiers include your title contenders, teams I believe should be in the CFP mix, and teams that should be involved in their respective conference race but likely won't quite be a playoff team. There's also teams who I think could either be a surprise team, could face a down year, or will be in a boom or bust mode where they're either going to be really good or really disappointing. Now, I won't be ranking every team in this video. There's going to be 134 teams at the FBS level in 2024, and there's just simply no way to compile that in one video. To keep things as even as possible, I've selected 4 teams of interest from each Group of 5 conference and have selected as many notable teams as possible from the soon-to-be Power 4 conferences. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Oregon. The Ducks made one of the biggest portal additions of the offseason in former UCF and Oklahoma quarterback Dylan Gabriel. Additionally, the Ducks added UCLA quarterback Dante Moore and signed one of the top recruiting classes in the country. Adjusting to life in the Big Ten will be a challenge, but Oregon gets perhaps their toughest opponent, Ohio State, at home. They'll be among the best in the nation next year and should be among the frontrunners for the national championship. Texas. Coming off their first CFP appearance, the Longhorns are primed for a smooth transition to the SEC. They lose some of their top targets from last year's squad, but having Keen Errors back in Austin is a plus. The Longhorns also made some key pickups in the transfer portal and have a very manageable schedule in the SEC. A road game against Michigan in Week 2 will be telling, and a home game against Georgia should be one of the biggest in the SEC, but Texas will be right in the mix for their first title since 2005. Kentucky. The Wildcats made some key pickups in their transfer portal, plucking both Brock Vandagriff and Jamin Jamas Johnson from Georgia, among others. However, a difficult schedule makes this appear to be a boom or bust campaign for the Wildcats, so that's where they'll go. UCLA. In one of the more shocking moves of the offseason, UCLA lost head coach Chip Kelly to Ohio State, where he will instead be the offensive coordinator. It was the zenith of what has been a rocky offseason for the Bruins. With a transition to the Big Ten forthcoming and a new head coach, it's tough to envision the Bruins maintaining the progress they've made the past few years. Anything better than a 6-6 campaign would be seen as a huge first year for their head coach. Boise State. The defending Mountain West champions are going to be right in the mix for the Group of 5 playoff bid. They'll face 3 traditional power conference opponents in Oregon, Washington State, and Oregon State, giving them extra leverage over other would-be Group of 5 champs in the all-important strength of schedule metric. And with them bringing in USC quarterback Malachi Nelson for the school's first ever 5-star player, they could be even better than last year. Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets are on an upward trajectory under Brent Key. They went 7-6 last year, pulling off a few notable upsets during the season and giving Georgia a scare. If they can cut out the bad losses to teams they shouldn't be losing to, they're going to be a threat in the ACC, and they're one of my dark horse picks for the ACC in 2024. Miami of Ohio. The MAC champs should again be one of the best teams in the MAC, if not the favorite. Like Boise, the Redhawks played 3 power conference opponents, and this should help offset what is often viewed as a weaker conference. Picking up a win or 2 in those matchups could put them in a position to snag the Group of 5 playoff bid. Miami, Florida. The other Miami. I'm just kidding, everyone. Actually, though, it's boom or bust for Miami. The Hurricanes have brought in Cam Ward from Washington State to lead the offense and should again be very, very solid on defense. With Mario Cristobal entering his 3rd season at his alma mater, time to put the U back on the map is running out.